Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David. It's Wednesday, April 26th. I want to talk about the Jean Carroll case a little bit now. The court case has started against Donald Trump, accused of raping Jean Carroll back in 1996. And she had her opening statement where she claimed that she was raped by Donald Trump and gave some details of the situation that led up to this. Apparently, also, Donald Trump took to social media to attack the process and bring up information that was excluded from the trial. And the judges issued warnings to Trump and through his lawyers to knock it the heck off, because it could set him up for witness tampering and threatening the jury and things along those lines, because Donald doesn't know when to shut up and thinks he can just bully the system through. Okay. A couple of quick reads here, or maybe long reads. It might be a long session after all. What's the first question I want to ask? Will Donald Trump's mouth get him in trouble? Is he going to heed the judge? Or I don't even know the answer. I don't need to throw cards on this one, really, right? Is Donald Trump going to get in trouble because he keeps saying stuff? Is he going to get himself into more trouble? Okay, let's see what Spirit has to say with that. We've got the Two of Pentacles. Am I upside down here? I'm upside down here. And here's the judge at the bottom. So it's juggling. It's juggling information, juggling things. Will he get himself into trouble? There's, him being a baby. Having to walk away. And the High Priestess. And again, underneath is the Emperor. And is the Emperor Trump or is that the judge? I think this is going to be... I'm going to stick... I said the judge originally, although the King of Cups could be the judge too. Let's go with my initial thing. Okay, Emperor underneath it is the judge. The judge is ruling on this one, and he's trying to balance... Okay, just like the other case, right? Trying to balance what is Trump's freedom of speech versus what's going too far. And if Trump doesn't get the message, he's going to be sent away. Now, he's not attending the trial, so they can't send him out of the trial, but they could ban him from, basically put a gag order. This would be like putting a gag order on him. You've got, you have to be emotionally mature. This is, I was saying this was like Trump being a baby. You need to be mature. You need to be a mature, grown-ass man, or else we're going to treat you like the child and send you on a timeout. And then we've got the High Priestess underneath here. If the High Priestess is about, secrets, but secrets, if you ask the question, they'll be revealed. So this is about the information that he's trying to get out there that the jury's not supposed to know about, because the judge has ruled that they're not supposed to know about certain things. It's not admissible in court. You can't force it, or else the court will send you away. Now, I have a hard time believing that they will lock him up, but were it anybody else, they'd be threatened with, basically perjury, not perjury, but that could be perjury, contempt. They'd be held in contempt and maybe thrown in jail for a weekend until they get, or overnight. Maybe they'll get the message of that. Okay, will Trump? He'll push it. Again, he's going to push it, and the judge has got to figure out how much he's willing to take before he threatens to send him away. So I don't. The cards don't seem to indicate he'll get into further trouble, other than it's going to be a stage. Maybe it's too soon to say. It's going to be a stage process. Got to amp up the punishment and show Donald where the boundary is. Okay. I want to find out, is there going to be what is going to be of interest that's going to be revealed in Jean Carroll's testimony? What is it that we don't know that's going to be revealed? That'll be most interesting. I mean, to me, one of the interesting parts, at least in these opening statements, was he claimed that he wasn't even at the department store that she said he was at. Well, guess what? Now, they may not have security cameras, the tape from those back then, but if they did, that'd be a sure way to prove it. or if there was any contemporaneous evidence. I suspect they have evidence that he was there. Maybe he charged something on a credit card. Who knows? But what's going to be the most interesting thing that comes out? Okay, it's going to be about a woman of money. Okay, it's going to be about a wealthy woman, and it's going to be about theft. And, that's unfortunate. Ivana's is passed, because, it could have been about Ivana and him cheating on her. But it's about a woman and theft and trying to sneak off with something. There's probably a woman or somebody witnessed this. Either they witnessed him in the store, or they can you imagine if Donald Trump got caught shoplifting? Or, well, he was okay, you know what? He was shopping for a woman. That's what he was doing. He was shopping for a woman, and then he tried to get all sneaky and do stuff like rape her. But wouldn't it be interesting if he got caught shoplifting, and there's documentation that places him there, places him at the place he said he wasn't going to be at? Maybe the most amazing thing is that, no, this could be Jean Carroll just coming across as really credible, and it's revealing Donald to be just this sneaky, slimy person. In the past, we've got fighting from a position of strength, fighting off the challenges. This maybe this is evidence that gets let in. Like some evidence was trying to be oppressed, and maybe some of it gets in. Oh, okay. And this is only because I've watched the Johnny Depp Amber Heard. Maybe, in there one part where Amber Heard denied that she pushed Johnny down the stairs, or she said she was just defending herself because of what happened with a woman, a supermodel that he had dated before, which allowed them, Johnny Depp's lawyers, to call in that supermodel who could then deny that the violence that Amber Heard was saying happened to her ever happened. It could be something like that. Something gets introduced that we weren't expecting. And, maybe in this case, somebody was doing a good job fighting to keep that evidence out. But that's in the past. And now somebody's opened their mouth, and now it's a big burden. Can you imagine if Trump self-snitches on himself, and now he's made his case extremely difficult because he's done something, he's lied, he's misrepresented something, and now he's lost his credibility. It could be something that happened in another country, or it could be something, or it could just be the end of the cycle or something along those lines. But this evidence could be something that was, brought in from outside the United States, something that happened outside the United States that is now introduced, or the source of that information, the source of that evidence is out there. I'm curious what that's the overarching energy, though, is that it could be the end of a cycle. It could be something simple as that, but I think the evidence probably comes in from outside the U.S. and somebody brings it. This is, you wanted this valuable piece of information. Well, let me bring it to you. Because you're trying to sneak off without doing that. And you were doing a pretty good job of not owning it. But now you had to open your mouth. Now you forced me to come from another country, you can imagine another, like Russia, releasing compromise that they had on Donald Trump. Oh, here you go. Outcome, King of Wands. That's going to be, this is going to work against Donald in this case. Whatever happens, it's working against him in a big way. It's like, oh, bummer for you. And a lot of squabbling, a lot of fighting underneath it all. So so I think what happens is and again, for entertainment purposes only, and this is really kind of a blind read, so I'm kind of excited by this one because there's no news story that's going to cover this, right? There's going to be some evidence that's brought in that we don't know about. It may not be in evidence now. It might be something that somebody opens their big mouth and opens the door to allow the evidence in. It's going to take somebody who had an advantage, but they don't have that advantage anymore. Now that what they've got is the burden of proof. And this evidence could come from another country out of the world, and it's going to be brought in by someone, and it's really going to impact this trial and the outcome of this trial. So that's my thoughts on that. And then I guess lastly, so that's kind of what's new, that unexpected. And I guess that would be unexpected, right? I mean, maybe for some part of the population, the Seven of Swords is that Donald Trump is a cheating, adulterous person, and that Jean Carroll isn't. That doesn't seem really groundbreaking for most of us. Maybe something as simple as that. I like mine better. Mine's more interesting. Okay. It might be a little early to throw on this one. I might have to throw a couple of times on this one. But given everything that's happened so far, and maybe with this last reading about the unexpected part, will Jean Carroll be successful in her court case against Donald Trump? Will Jean Carroll be successful in her court case against Donald Trump? Okay, these want to stay on top. Queen of Swords. It's going to be, it's going to be a harsh judgment. Yep. Done. You did this. Basically, if the evidence points to it, you've done it, you're done. Tower moment. Okay, what do we got? Lots of swords here. And more squabbling. I think that it's going to be the Queen of Swords. And I think this actually kind of represents Jean Carroll. It's like, you know what? I've been fighting for this. I imagine it's a very emotional thing for her, but this is not a Queen of Cups moment for her. This is a Queen of Swords moment for her. The time she's had the emotional trauma and time to deal with it, and now it's time to bring out the sword and exact justice for what's been done to you. What was taken away. You said this didn't happen. You said, I wrote a book and you said I lied. You said you didn't rape me, but you did. I'm going to not be a victim here. I'm going to take off these blindfolds, take off these things. I've been a victim long enough. It's now my turn to tell the truth. What's that truth going to do? It's going to bring somebody down. And it's a winner take all type of thing. So I think assuming that she wins this case, so I read this right and she wins this case, she's really going to bring this guy down and get everything that she wants out of it. Will he fight it? Yeah, of course he's going to fight it. He's always going to fight it. He fights everything. And so this will be the first judgment, and there'll be more battles that have to be done with that one. But I suspect that, and ultimately, she's going to bring him down in a humbling sort of way. Okay, so I'll throw again more on the Jean Carroll case, especially after all the evidence has been shown, and we should have a better reading of the energies at that point. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this reading. Give me a like, give me a comment, comments to my videos, do all the YouTubey things, and I'll catch you on the next video. Have a great night.